welcome back to Amplify. Here's the thing, I'm gonna say a phrase that I never thought I was gonna say one day, so here we go. Previously on Amplify.
Have a rising star in mind. His name is Peyton, and I'm going to
Mm.
give him a shot to have this awesome opportunity to talk with you, to see the potential in this kid. And he's a songwriter, because there's lots of producers out there that are just producing, making stuff sounding very much like everybody else. He is not.
You get it? Yep, that's right. I reached out to Peyton from Future Trees Music and we had a wonderful conversation about agriculture, music, environmental cleanup, and a little bit of, if you know what I mean.
You don't know about what you know about what you know about. You don't know about.
Because I'm calling you from Ukraine, a city called Lviv. I'm here for a couple of days now, so we have something like 6 p.m. here right now. So yeah, it's not really morning, but good
Very
morning
cool.
to you.
Good morning. It's really nice to meet you, Eric. Where are you based in normally?
Normally, I'm based in Belgium. So yeah, I'm based in Belgium, Brussels. And you, where are you right now?
I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, so in the
Mhm.
United States.
Yeah, so that explains the good morning message. Yeah.
Yes. Good day. That would be
Good day.
better. Yeah.
I have contacted you because a couple of weeks ago I had an interview with Agent Johnny Red, and it's an interview for my show called Amplify. It's a Skype series that I do with creative people because I would like to inspire myself, but also inspire the people around me. And so the trademark of my show is that at the end of the show you have to amplify someone who you want to support. So then I will contact the person and ask him for him or her for an interview. So Agent
Yeah.
Johnny Red amplified you. So here we are today.
Such a nice guy.
See you. I wanted to talk to you about your project that we see on Instagram and on your Spotify. I think it's called Future Trees Music.
That's right. On the streaming services, it's just called Future Trees, but because of it's called Future Trees Music on Instagram and the rest, because a few people have taken Future Trees already, but nobody's done music under the name Future Trees. So you can search that on Spotify, and I'm the only person that comes up. I love it.
How long have you been doing music now?
How long?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been playing piano for 9 years now, and I started making beats and producing 2 years ago, 2018.
And are you still studying right now, or you're in university, college, or something?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in university. I go to Auburn University. It's also in Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
and I am studying electrical engineering.
Why
So,
not music?
yeah, good question. Um, well, until about 2 years ago, I never thought that I'd be making music, honestly. When I was really young, told my parents that I wanted to be an inventor, which is not a job, but it's still kind of true. That's what I want to be. So that kind of drew me into engineering because I knew that you're creating the future as engineers, right? So, and then I got really interested in producing my own music. Once I realized it was possible, and like the more I did it, it started becoming more of a reality where I'm like, oh, like you can actually do this. Like normal people can do this. You don't have to be super special to make music.
And how was the learning for you? Did you have to take some classes, or did you do it just on YouTube?
Right. So piano, I took lessons when I was younger. I started in the seventh grade, so I was like 13. And I didn't keep up with lessons after high school. From then on, I was self-taught. Um, I sort of like ear training. Um, Over time, like I was able to play stuff by ear, and I lost really the ability to read sheet music. So it was sort of a transfer. Definitely a steep learning curve, and I'm sure you've experienced this when you start at something new. You think you're pretty good at it for a while. You're like, yeah, like, hey, I got this. I can do this, right? And so I had like an overconfident phase. Um, I remember about 4 months into producing, I released some music under a different name, and it was too early, so I pulled it down. So yeah, the way I learned was I started with a machine from Native Instruments. They're a German company. Let's see, and I was just reading their manual, trying to understand their software, and I guess a couple of YouTubers like Joe Gilder helped me learn mixing, and a few others. Ed Talenti is another really awesome YouTuber. Just great educational musicians. Yeah.
Can you tell me about your music? What is it? How do you
What is
see
my
it?
music? How do I see it? I see it as a fun experiment, as just almost like a regurgitation of all the different influences I'm consuming, Like I try to consume a really wide range of music. Uh, you know, I'm always loving stuff that's like really unpredictable that I just don't know what's going to happen next. Like that's what really attracts me. Like when I get if I can put a song in a category or something, I'm probably not going to listen to it. So that's kind of what I'm going for too. Like I'm really inspired by those people, and that's the direction I'm taking it.
And did you release 2 EPs in 2020?
Yeah. Worlds Within was my first album I ever did. Actually, there was another one called Genome Generator. It's only on Bandcamp, which is actually a little similar to Soup. So that's the Soup stuff is like just funny shit that me and my friends do when we're high.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's just fun times. And the Worlds Within was just about building worlds. Like I was trying to make immersive songs. That was the concept in Worlds Within.
They are kind of different. So
Very much.
and you know what I like, that you didn't put yourself in a box. Indeed, you're experimenting and you're trying to explore different sounds, and that's good, because lots of times somebody thinks that they are only pop artists or only rock, and they don't really pay attention on lots of other range of music, and I think it's important to give yourself the freedom to experiment.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Eric, and some people encourage you to put yourself in a box too. They'll say like when you're building an audience and stuff that you need to be releasing like the same type of stuff. When they come back to you, they sort of know what they're getting, but I did not want to follow that advice, I'll be honest, because it's just such an ongoing experiment. Like I want to try out so many different things.
Honestly, I heard it a lot from other music producers, like you have to do this, and but at the end, they have those advices from other music producers who tell them you have to say this. So they put themselves in the box, and then they are trying to put somebody else in the box. That's something I
Wow.
don't get either. And
That's interesting.
I just don't want to do that. I also like to experiment. I like to go in my music into different directions. Sometimes I'm more dark. Sometimes I think about bikes and such. So it depends. Your song "Final Boss." Tell me, please, what it was inspired by.
Yeah, definitely. Video games in one word, two
Okay.
words. So I started that song when I got my first analog synthesizer. I got the Korg Mini Log, and I was just playing with it. And I got the main riff, da da dun dun da 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 dun, and I was just playing with the filter sweep, where you can open it up, and it just sounded really retro. Like I definitely fell in love with that synth really quickly. I just loved the sound of it, to the point that I use my mini log in like every single song pretty much. The concept sort of stayed the same, because it just like, do you play many video games?
No, sorry, it's not me. I can call my
Okay.
boyfriend to do that shit. It's not me.
Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a time waster sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so well, when you're playing like platformers like I don't know, Mega Man or maybe Mario, like there's bosses, like there's big guys that you got to fight, like Bowser's like a boss, you know. So I was just thinking of the soundtrack that plays when you're fighting like the last enemy in the game. Like this is the big guy, like, and he's fucking you up. And so the piano is you, and then the rest of the song is like the boss, like the percussion and the synthesizers and all that stuff. And so you just picture the piano as the protagonist. It's you.
Nice, nice. You wrote recently a song for a podcast.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting that. Yeah, for the podcast song. That was like just a riff idea that came to mind because my dad's working on a podcast. He does a medical newspaper, and it makes total sense for him to get into a podcast because it's the wave, you know, it's the new wave. So yeah, that little riff just came to mind, and I'm picturing some jazz drums with it, so that it's just, I don't know, like a snappy riff, 30 seconds. I also produced one song for my friend Michael recently, who's doing Adobe Premiere Pro tutorials. So I just made something like really chill and uplifting and sort of background music. So I'm looking to make that song available to for other people to license. I'm very interested in licensing.
Yeah, I think lots of people are. Me too. I'm interested in licensing. It's just sometimes when I'm watching a TV series or a movie, there is a specific song, and I will Shazam it immediately because I love it, and that's kind of a music that I would like to write a couple of songs like that as well.
Yeah, you want to make cinematic stuff. I totally feel that. Yeah, and that's sort of what Final Boss is. You know, it's cinematic, but video game too, because some video games feel like a movie, definitely.
What's your plan for 2021? Another 2 EPs or more?
I'm working on a subscription service. You know, I want, well, like Patreon, but actually, I may not be on the platform Patreon itself. Like, I may use it on my website directly. If have you ever heard of Bandzoogle? It's a website platform. It's a website platform for musicians specifically, and they have subscription feature, mailing list. They kind of have everything. I'm using that platform for my website, and I'm using it to set up sort of like a membership. And the reason is I want to open up Future Trees to investment from people, like investment from my fans, so that the content can get better, because I've been doing everything by myself and for free, you know, this whole time. I do sell pendants, but getting a consistent income from my fans would be incredibly beneficial. The money would immediately go out to either paying for the site and just basic expenses, but then it would go to artists, you know. My view is all that money is going to be for upgrading Future Trees and upgrading the content. So I know that I'm the best at making the music, but I'm not very good at visual art. I will pay for art. You know, I'll commission cover art with that money, and I can commission video editing, just different things. And I know there's people much better at that than me. So by so opening that option up to my fans, if they want to invest in me, they'll get better content from me. That's pretty much the deal.
Yeah. Do you also feel like you're struggling with the artwork for?
That's what I was referencing. Yeah, I would be commissioning cover art. The way I do it a lot is photography, because that's more accessible. Worlds Within, that was my friend Michael, once again, Michael Hernandez, and God bless him. He made that artwork for me for free because he's just such an awesome human. And so I gave him a steep discount. We sort of worked together, but dang it, I want to pay him for some stuff. You know, he's an awesome artist. It's so beneficial. I feel you. Do you make your own cover art?
Yeah, and it's extremely difficult. And right
Right.
now, a couple of days back, I had a chat, an interview with a person who is on Instagram. She's Lemony the First, and she's making digital art, digital pictures, digital paintings, and she will create for me a cover art for my next song. So I'm really excited about it. It's going to be first time when somebody else is doing that, because honestly, it's just too difficult, and I'm not good at
Yeah.
Photoshop. I'm not good at, like probably
Mhm.
imagination. How do I see it? I just know I
Mhm.
like it or I don't like it. That's all. So yeah, we're gonna work together with her, and she promised me a nice cover art. So I'm very
Yes,
excited about it. And I
that's
think,
really good.
yeah, I think we have to work together with other people. But you cannot do everything
Yeah.
yourself. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you can now,
yeah, you can, but come on.
but should you, you know, like there's people better at it than you know? So,
And
um,
especially if the person is your friend, or they are just next to you, or you know them from somewhere, why not to use and to try and also kind of collaborate and promote each other in that way? It's always, it can be always good for both sides.
yeah, I agree. And I love the value proposition this would give, you know, because people would um pay for this membership and they'd know that most of that money is going to go to other artists
Mhm.
to help make Future Trees even better. Another thing that I'm working towards is I call it a decentralized service community. It's sort of simple. I'll explain. I don't know what it's like in Europe, but over here there's a lot of litter, like on the sides of the roads. There's plastic bottles and just so much trash, like from people that just don't care, you know, throwing it out their windows. And yeah, I go out and pick it up sometimes, especially when I'm on a break from school and I just need something to do. I just go out and pick up trash, and I started taking pictures of it, and then like I want other people to participate and do it with me too. Um, so my idea is uh, you get people from around the world, and um, I would set up a service day. Like, okay, this Saturday in January, everybody go and serve your community, and then take some pictures to show that you did it,
Mhm.
and I'll give you music in return. And like, so like the music is the reward. And you could even have other artists join this and then provide music too. So sort of um, visual artists and musicians could join the group and be the reward providers. And then you have a whole bunch of people in the group that are out doing service and they just want to get that exclusive music. And they're also doing something good. So it's like, instead of paying me with money for this music, like go out and serve your community and I'll give you this stuff. And also the goal is all that music is going to be exclusive. Like this is not going to streaming. Like you have to go out and serve your community, then you'll get this music.
Okay, that's nice.
Mhm.
Or I don't know, you release it for them only 6 months before the release date or something like that, too. So it's, yeah, it's kind of a membership, but also what I like about this idea that it's a movement. So it's not really something that, you're creating a movement with other people. We have this day in Ukraine, and it's I don't remember when it is and how we call it, but it's the day when everybody has to go get out on the street and clean up, especially to the forest and the parks. It's
Oh,
more about,
love that.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know if it's still happening, no, but sometimes when I used to live here in Ukraine, we went with the whole team from work. We went to the parks and we cleaned them up and we made pictures with the huge trash bags. It's like unbelievable how many interesting things you can find in the park. Like, yeah.
No
Uh,
kidding. So it's not just here. That's good. Yeah.
yeah. Peyton, I have a question. It's gonna sound weird. Where does the confidence come from? Because you come as a pretty confident guy. It's kind of inspiring. It's also like motivating to believe in yourself. But where does it come from? How do you feel it?
Oh gosh, thank you, man. I'm really grateful to hear that, dude. I probably project more confidence than I actually have, which is a skill. Some people pick that skill up in the United States, like just projecting yourself stronger than you actually feel. Um, but I really do feel pretty confident in my own music. That helped because of some certain friends. So, and actually, the person that I'm going to nominate, his name is Omar Berzanji, and I attribute a whole lot to him. So,
Is it someone who inspires you?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, I got like, certain celebrities that inspire me, but this guy like is my roommate right now. So grateful for that. But I met him at the start of 2019. So we're talking really recent. And he was the first uh, really serious musician I met. And when I say that, I mean he's sort of committed to making it a career. And he's incredibly talented and he's got a band, so he's a leader, like he's leading a band right now. And when I saw that I had his respect and he was complimenting my piano skills, it really just legitimized so much in my mind, because before that, I guess I would get some praise from certain people but I think I had a lot more internal doubt before I met him because I just respected him as a musician so much. And that was the first time I'd gotten respect from a musician that I respected so much, and so it just validated everything, and I just keep on going, man. One thing I feel I always fall short on is like consistency.
In
It's
terms of
tough.
music
Um,
or something else?
yeah, in terms of like making content consistently and connecting with everybody consistently, I always feel like I'm falling short in that area, and I try pretty hard, but um, maybe that feeling encourages me to actually be pretty consistent. Because people will
Don't
tell me that I'm pretty
yeah.
consistent, but I don't feel that way.
Don't you think that maybe you are consistent, but the society and all this stuff is the Instagram society and digital society is pushing us always to be even more consistent. So it's like you don't know where to go in the end, and you're just like you prefer not to do anything. Then I think
Mm,
that you're pretty consistent, and what's happening around is just that maybe the whole blogging community is even saying that you have to be even more consistent, but
mm,
I think it always depends on the people that are there in the digital world for you,
mhm.
people following you, people that are waiting for your content. And that's interesting thing because lots of times lots of people feel like that they are not consistent enough, but it always comes after somebody says you have to be more consistent and things like that. But to me, all the musicians and all the people that I'm following and things, they don't have to be more consistent. They are absolutely okay for me.
Mm.
And they don't post like every 12 hours something. They post once every 2 days, every 3 days, every 4 days. And it's also
Yeah.
maybe not about um, the timing, but more about what they share with other people. And if it's something that I like really, then I will be there to support them. But if it's something that I don't like, I don't care how many times they're going to post it, really.
Yeah, it's about the quality, man. And I love the point you made, man. I think that feeling comes from Burstimo and uh, Damian Keys. Do you know those YouTubers?
Yeah, I know them both.
Yeah, yeah. And I love them. They're awesome people, but they push you to be on there every day. Damien says that your social medias are like a party, and you want the party to always be hype. or to always be energetic, you know. And so you can feel like you're not doing good enough, you know, when you don't. But you gotta set your own standards, and like you said, like Eric as the fan and the music lover, like I don't think you're even looking for that everyday type of stuff. You're just looking for quality stuff when the person's ready, you know. So thanks for that perspective.
Yeah. And do you do music every day? How does it work for you? Or you have, because you're still studying, you have school, so you have to have the time somewhere. And I know it's very difficult if you're studying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty inconsistent except for the piano playing. I play piano almost every single day, just to keep that skill up. But I'm definitely not producing every day. Sometimes there's stretches where I don't produce a song for 2, 3 weeks, even stuff like that. Or like I stream every Friday, so and I started that in October. So sometimes I'm only producing when I'm streaming, type of things.
Mhm.
And the end of this semester has been really tough because I started applying for graduate schools and just like finals, but the main thing is like graduate school and thinking about the future. It stresses me out sometimes. You know, making a decision about where you're going to go. And I have so many interests that it's sort of hard to pick a direction sometimes. So it's a lot of work, just learning about the different schools, just doing that research and trying to think if you'll fit somewhere, and then just turning in those applications. I believe that I'm gonna have more time coming up soon to be able to do more stuff.
Is there something else that you want to learn or study even?
Yeah,
What
great question. I've been getting interested a little bit in agriculture and biology minorly. Mainly agriculture. You said you're from Belgium, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm from Ukraine, but I'm based in
You
Belgium since
based
the
in
time.
the Dutch or the Netherlands? That's not Belgium. That's another country, right?
Netherlands, it's another country, but in Belgium we have the Flemish part, which is called Flanders. So they speak also the Dutch language.
Oh, I see. Well, I bring it up because I took a hydroponics class and I learned that the Netherlands is the world leader in hydroponic farming, which is it's greenhouse farming where they feed the plants with nutrients dissolved in water, and it's super high tech stuff. It's really cool. Um, but I'm interested in organic farming too, like the more low tech stuff, um, because I think it's really important for our planet. I'm really concerned with all the non-renewable resources that go into agriculture. I mean, mining for the minerals that go into the fertilizer, and then the way they pull nitrogen out of the air, nitrogen fixation, and that uses a ton of fossil fuel energy. So,
Yeah.
you know, um, so I want to learn more about that stuff and learn about some agriculture. And I think it really ties well into future trees. Like I feel like it's sort of lined up, and I didn't even plan this, but just by naming myself future trees, like I feel like I'm poised to do some kind of impact here and like use the music to just push the conservation and get everybody excited about it, you know, and maybe do a movement of any size. You know, any size movement is a good thing. You know?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it goes into the kind of positive impact, then yes.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 10 people or 100 people. Like if it's a positive thing, it should be done.
Are you coming to Europe soon? I mean, when they
I'd
open the
love
border.
to.
Yeah. Have you been here?
No, I haven't. I also didn't tell you that my mom's from Russia.
Oh yeah, okay. Say привет. Do you speak Russian?
Привет. Нет, я знаю чуть-чуть русский.
Yeah. Okay. Хорошо.
How to show?
I have,
I'm
yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the more languages you know, we say in Ukraine, the more languages you know, the more times you're a person. So it's like, it doesn't matter what language, just if it's cool because you have huge other spectrum of possibilities to talk to other nations. So it's very cool, really. What recommendations you have for someone who is starting out right now, who probably don't know what to do, and for instance, they don't have even a good DAW.
Okay, sure. So like a ground zero person. I would say lower your expectations in the beginning. Like if you think that you're going to make money quickly, forget about it. So if you're money motivated in this business, go do something else. You need to be motivated by some love or like some internal drive, like or some curiosity, like something needs to be pushing you to practice every day. And I would encourage them to really practice every day. Whatever it is that they want to get good at, if that's producing or if that's learning to play the piano or another instrument, it really takes that daily work. And I promise you, in like 3 months, you'll have gone really far and you'll be kind of blown away. You'll learn that you'll learn all these things you didn't think you could do. You know, I hear this comment a lot. I wish I could play the piano, or I wish I could do this as good as you and stuff. And it's just the time put in. I know you know that. So um,
You know what I like when people say, "Oh, no, not to me, but to others."
mhm.
When they say, "Oh, you are so talented," and then I'm thinking, it's not talent, it's practice. It's like, come on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I think there's something to be said about genetics. Like, uh, I mean, not everybody has perfect pitch. I do have really good pitch and hearing, so that's helped me. But absolutely, it's a lot of time, and you can maybe even say that something in my genetics motivated me to want to do this every day. So maybe I would encourage anybody to try a bunch of different stuff and see what you like to do, and then pick that up and keep practicing it. I don't know, don't drop it, when you start to get discouraged or anything, and give them the full chance. Don't practice piano for a week and then be like, this is not going to work. If you feel like you still have the drive, like, keep doing it.
And what about the DAW you're using?
Yeah, I'm using Studio One, which is by PreSonus, and any DAW is really good. Whatever is comfortable for people, but I would happily recommend Studio One. It is quite good for beginners, and I've found it's really powerful because you can do mastering, mixing. You can even set up live shows in the DAW now. They have like a show page where you can put together your set list, and like have a virtual instrument set up. It's really seamless, and it's very drag and drop too. Like that's sort of a principal design thing of Studio One, is that everything should be drag and drop. So if there's any element, chances are you can drag it to somewhere else and it'll do something.
Do you also do your mixing and mastering yourself, or you send it out to someone else?
I do the mixing myself, and that took a long time to get decent at. That took at least a year plus. The mastering, I let Dan Furr master one of my tracks. He mastered Reality at half speed, and I've also used the AI mastering. I've used Lander one time, and I've used E-mastered for the entire Worlds Within album. That was so Worlds Within was mastered by artificial intelligence entirely.
Wow. Interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's low cost, so that's why I liked it. I would love to master myself one day, but I feel like, I mean, there's still a lot of value in people doing it, and the value of mastering is objective ears. They're not your own ears. So, like, if you're mastering your own stuff, it's kind of not good because your ears are so used to it. Like, you'll only do like a little bit more mixing. Like, the benefit of a mastering engineer is that they are not you. You know, there's someone else, and they're just like, I hear all these problems. I'm going to fix them real quick.
What about your spiritual recharge? Is there something that gives you more energy, or someone who gives you more energy and inspiration? Like, really, when you need to rest, what do you do?
Ooh, that's a great question. I oftentimes don't give myself enough rest. I sleep a lot. That's one thing. I'm super passionate about good sleep. I think it's critical. So I'm always trying to get at least 8 hours, and I'm even happier with 9 hours of sleep a night. And I also like to take naps after lunch, so around 2, 3 o'clock. So that's super helpful. I like meditation and yoga, but I'm not consistent with it yet. I'm getting somewhat more consistent with stretching. Very happy with that because I need to stretch so bad, dude. I love reading, and also like marijuana, cannabis, like uh,
Is it
that
legal
seems.
in Alabama?
Is it legal?
No, okay. We're gonna
No.
cut out this part. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but lots of people do that, and I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
if I count my friends, probably out of 10, maybe 2 will not do it, but the others they will. So
yeah.
it's
It's
pretty
like
popular over here in Belgium and
it is popular, you say?
in Belgium, very popular. In Holland, of course, there is Amsterdam, and there is you can buy it anywhere if you're a resident.
Hmm.
Then I don't know about others like Luxembourg. I think it's popular, but honestly, I think everybody does it, and you can find maybe people out of 10 who don't do it. And
Yeah.
but as long as people are happy, and that's all. I mean, probably it's better than to drink a whole bottle of vodka and create
Mm.
some problems for other people. So
Yeah. For that
you're
liver.
just chilling you're good for yourself. You're just chilling and relaxing, really.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, most of the time I'm producing, I am high, so it's
Mhm.
sort of part of the music process, and it's I don't know, it's a really interesting substance, and I swear that it's given me like extra motivation. Like some people say it makes you lazy, or but I feel kind of the opposite. Like it sort of motivates me to do even more. But I'm
Mhm.
also like during this winter, I'm taking a little break too, just to
Yeah.
balance. I haven't taken a break in a long time, so I need to understand what I'm like, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Also, you need to challenge yourself sometimes with some things. So maybe
Challenge
a
myself with
break,
some discipline.
yeah,
Hmm.
discipline break and things like that. Peyton, who do you want to amplify?
So his name is Omar Barazanji. He is a he is a Brazilian Middle Eastern mix. His dad is from I don't remember what country, but his mom is from Brazil, and they met in the States. He's studying computer engineering, which is very similar to electrical engineering, but it's more on designing computer architectures.
Mhm.
So I met him because he goes to Auburn. We were in the same class, and he does a band called False Jasmine. They're starting to practice up again now. Yeah, dude. 2020 hit him hard, honestly. It used to be a seven-person band. I mean, it started as a two-piece band before I knew him, and then I joined for a brief period, and it was a seven-piece band, which just felt really badass, but also
Mhm.
hard to manage. And I think they're down to like a four-piece now. I'm not in it anymore, but I'm really happy that they're practicing again. And They're badass. Let me tell you their influences. 70s fusion slash progressive rock.
Mhm.
And they remind me a lot of the Mars Volta.
To me, it gives like a new. Also, I'm not putting myself in the box. I'm going to listen to a new band, and probably I will
Yes.
like a couple of songs. And I also have my playlist on Spotify, which is called Amplify, and I will put all the songs that I like from the artist to that in that playlist. But
Cool.
what's also cool is that I'm gonna have a conversation with those people, and I will see and I will get to discuss with them the songs that they wrote, and you put the piece of your soul in the song when you're writing it. So for me, it's so inspiring and so awesome when I get to do that. So thank you very much for nominating another musician. It's awesome.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it, man. And you're a really good interviewer, Eric. Thank you.
Well, I do my best. So for me, it's really just to make sure that we are both comfortable and we talk about something that we do every day and we want to do and we can share as experience. Peyton, where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook as at Future Trees Music. My website is futuretreesmusic.com. That's where the subscription and stuff will be. And I'm starting up a newsletter as well so that you join that and then you're going to hear about the service days, the community service, and you'll hear about any other content. So also YouTube. So just search Future Trees Music and you should be able to find me on Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and my website. Oh,
Thanks
dude.
for taking an actual part in the whole idea of coming here, being nominated, and nominating somebody else.
Yeah,
So
it's fun. I mean, it's a fun concept, and I got to give so much gratitude for Johnny Red, for Travis. I love
yeah,
that guy. Like, he's such a connector and just like an advocate
he is.
for just like an advocate for any artist. He doesn't care how small they are. Like, he was trying to push us, and I love him for that. And
And
yeah,
I'm going to take from our interview with you, I'm going to take a bit of confidence from you.
yay!
Yeah. So
Thanks, Eric.
you also
Oh.
influenced me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, dude, it's my pleasure. I'm really grateful to have this interview. Any exposure, man, and I like to talk. And of course, I'm gonna be checking out your music at the end of this too.
Thank you. Thanks, Peyton.
Thank you very much for streaming the episode. It's not easy times right now, so if you want to support Peyton from Future Trees Music and all the projects he's doing for the environment, just go to his social media, give him a follow, leave a like, leave a comment. This is the least you can do. Until the next episode. And don't forget to clean up the planet.